Live from the Spill Studios, located behind a liquor store off the I-35 interchange, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Hey, man, you feel relaxed now?
I'm feeling chill, baby.
After your week of blasphemous partying?
Oh, my vacation, man. Dude, it was awesome. Holy crap, was that great.
Dressed like Jesus.
No, we're not talking about that.
Your blasphemy that I'm so offended, man.
That blasphemous night?
I can't believe you did this.
Well,
walking around with a water bottle with wine in it.
You know what's
dare
funny?
you?
What's really funny is that I was not the only Jesus there.
Really?
There were three Jesuses walking around.
Did you have like Asian Jesus and Hispanic Jesus and Black Jesus?
They were both Buddy Christ.
Oh, Buddy Christ, Kevin Smith Jesus.
Yeah, and they had a lightsaber duel to decide who is the one true Jesus, and one of them won.
It's the nerdiest shit ever.
And then ran it pretty close. I mean, it's up there.
Only here will you see two Jesuses fighting each other with lightsabers.
Drunkenly. I mean,
drunkenly.
That's the beauty, is that they were both fucking toasted.
Looking like that Star Wars kid trying to fight each other, but dressed like Jesus instead. Well, welcome back, man.
Thank you. It was
glad you had a good time. You know, I'll ask you about this later. This convergence.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about convergence. I love convergence. So yeah, we did that, and then I came back and caught a cold. I caught what Warren Ellis calls festival SARS.
Oh, what? Festival
SARS or convention SARS, you know.
SARS.
SARS, okay. Yes. Now, granted, I caught it on the...
nerds are dirty.
Well, I don't think I caught it from the convention, actually. I think I got it on the plane. Because it wasn't until Friday morning that I woke up and it hit me, and I've been sick all weekend. And just today, I realized I was better.
Now, you've come to infect us all.
Like a zombie, brother.
I know. We're all going to turn into geeks now. Well, that's right. Cyrus and Leog, they're already there. You know,
Cyrus and Leog? You can't even call him Leog.
Yeah.
He's officially Leog.
Yeah, he's been consumed like the Borg. Oh, man. Well, did we have we didn't have a cold ones last week, did we?
No, we did not. I was in Minneapolis fucking partying my balls off.
Okay.
You were down here bored going, I wish Carlisle was here so I could do a cocoa.
No, there was plenty of co-hosts to go around. Was it last week that we did? No, it wasn't last week that we did our
2 weeks ago that you did the epic 3.5 hour fuck this episode of Let's Do This.
Oh, yeah.
Which should have been called Let's Fucking Do This.
Yeah, well,
Let's Do This for real.
If I wasn't so tired at the time, I would have. But we talked about some things that we just couldn't put in there. So it ended up being like 2 hours, like a little over, maybe a little less. No, it was a little less because I had to go through. That's what it was. That's why I was so tired, because I had to go through and edit all that shit down. And because we talked about probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just
kind of... You talked about the thing that shall not be named.
No. And really, I have a feeling it'll come up, but only after some time has passed, because I'm doing it right now. Let's move on to the top 5 here.
Moving right along, footloose and fancy free.
So I know you're happy. Whenever you do Kermit...
We're gonna do number 5.
Arms start flinging, get those rubber hose arms like Kermit. Yay! Here's the top 5! Yay!
The top 5 movie of the week.
Number 5 is
The
Proposal. Still in there, man.
Still hanging in there.
Her
jagged claws just gripping into the flesh of the top 5.
Ryan Reynolds' abs and Sandra Bullock's ass is still hanging in there.
The Green Lantern's abs, baby.
That's right. He has officially been announced as the Green Lantern, which I don't know about this, man. I like Ryan Reynolds, but he's one of those guys who I don't want to see him play every fucking superhero out there.
You know what? I think that's a topic for after the top 5.
You've got it. All right, then. Good going, my man. All right,
let's go to
wait a minute. Let's see how much The Proposal made, because it's in there. $114 million, man. Brought in $10 million this weekend. Not bad.
That's not bad.
No, not bad.
That's not bad at all.
For a movie that came out of nowhere? You scare me. Man, stop this. Because it's not only that you are Kermit, you were looking at me while you do that. And not only are you looking at me, you're staring at me.
Hi, Corey. What do you say we move on?
This is Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here with a hand up my ass report.
You know what? I got something for you.
Uh-oh.
You gonna do this.
Oh, no. He's grabbing something out of his closet. Is that a stack of condoms?
Yes.
Oh, dear God. It's the Kermit puppet.
It just so happens I have a Kermit puppet in my closet, and I pulled it out. And I was like, if this fool's gonna sit up here and stare at me and be Kermit, he might as well be Kermit and pull it out.
Well, I think now it's time to move on to the number 4
Okay,
film
give me
of
this
the
damn
week.
thing, man, 'cause it's even scarier when you do it that way. Because you're looking at him like he's really talking.
Well, the thing is you are too. You're trying to figure
I
out
know,
which one
that's
is
what
speaking.
Yeah, I'm looking at your hand. I'm like, okay, you ready to go? And I'm like, stop this. All right.
Stop this madness. Let's just move on to the number 4 film.
Yes, which is Public Enemies.
Ooh.
$14 million it brought in this weekend for a total of $67 million.
And it got its ass whooped last weekend too, didn't it?
Last week was number 2. But I don't know how much it brought in last week, but it was number 2, $100 million movie. So it could be okay, making some alright business. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the movie, kind of forgettable, but
None of us were. I mean, it was
yeah.
just kind of blah.
Yeah, nothing
And
bad.
that's how most people are reacting to it.
Yeah. Number 3,
Which brings us to the number 3 movie of the week.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
More than fucking meets the eye.
And somebody was telling me, like, domestically, they were saying, no, Corey, that movie made over $400 million. I'm like, domestically? I don't think so.
No. You know, the thing is you said it made 200 million worldwide, and it had made
Oh.
200 million domestically, 400 million worldwide. And I had said that, and you corrected me, and that was it
Okay,
turns
well,
out-
all right, then I was confused because it is on its way to probably making $400 million domestically right now. It is up to $339 million, brought in $24 million this weekend. So doing all right, man. Not bad at all. I mean, not crazy about the movie whatsoever. I will say this though. I've been saying this to everybody. It is probably my favorite looking movie of the summer. I love the way it looks. Special effects out of this world, but as we all know, that does not make a movie. Number 2.
The number 2 movie of the week is
Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
how you and I never really got a chance to talk about this. How fucking shitty is this movie?
It's not shitty. It's okay for kids, but it really is something that my review, I summed it up this way. It is a lot of big budget special effects applied to a straight to DVD story.
Better, as bad, or worse than Ice Age 2?
I didn't see Ice Age 2.
Oh, I fucking hate Ice Age 2.
Yeah, I can't
Like,
tell.
I
I
hate
can't
the
say
shit
anything.
out of it.
I saw Ice Age 1. I thought it was okay. I wasn't crazy. I mean, I didn't think it was great, but I was like, yeah, I like this.
See, the thing is every time I talk to people, they're like, yeah, but I really like Scrat. And that's everybody's big thing.
That's a joke that's getting kind of old.
Well, it's the thing is I keep telling them I like the joke better when it was Wile E. Coyote.
Well, yeah, no,
Because that's
that
all it is. It's Wile E. Coyote, except without the gadgets, and it's an acorn instead of the Roadrunner.
No, it is. And the only reason why I liked it is because they kind of broke the movie up, the first Ice Age, with this character. This character was in the background all the time. And I was like, okay, I like that. I like seeing this character that is not interacting with them, but always around. And this one, they really stretched that joke out, man.
Well,
I mean,
that was the second one too.
Okay.
The thing is they whenever they need to get from one place to another but have no kind of filler in
Yeah.
there, they go to Scrat. And then when Scrat's done, fucking around, then they're like, oh hey, look, the people have magically appeared where we need them to be. Oh look, all the dinosaurs are where they go. That's so cute.
oh, well, I guess for this one, they thought we'll throw in a female Scrat and she'll be chased. He'll chase after her, chasing after the acorn or something like that. And it was like, all right, you know what? This
Or something like that?
Or something, man. I didn't because I didn't give a shit. That's why. It's
Well,
like
there we go.
it's at this point where I was saying, really, either make a movie or just send it straight to DVD. I like my hats off to the artist on this movie. They did a great job. But as far as the movie goes, this is straight to DVD material. Number 1.
Brings us to the number 1 movie of the week.
Hi, I'm Bruno.
Bruno, or as Universal is pimping around, Bruno tells Transformers, "What's up?"
Oh, okay.
Hey, you know
Good
what?
for
They
them.
put the umlauts in there, and it made me laugh.
Good for them.
How was Bruno?
It was funny. It was funny, but my complaint about the movie is that half of it is staged. Did you like Borat?
I did. The thing is I'm actually really weird. I have never seen any of these video, shot on video, camera things, these real life jokes, joke fests in the theater. Like for some reason, I always end up missing them, and I don't care. It was the same way with Jackass and Jackass 2. It was the same way with Borat. I liked Borat. I thought it was funny, but the thing is since there's no story and there's no really anything going on, it's just a bunch of skits. I always think they're suited for the small screen, and that's where I watch them.
Yeah, see, I love Borat. And Borat was a character I did not like from Sacha Baron Cohen's show, the Ali G show.
The Ali G show.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect.
Yeah. And But when they did that, see the fact that they were able to actually do this real life stuff and put it in the concept of foreigner going to America, that was a story. I like that. This is a little bit of a stretch, and it's half staged. And Borat is a character whose innocence makes you like him. Bruno is just obnoxious, and they go to the South and they try to make some. And I'm sorry, people. There is a social statement that's trying to be made here.
Oh, God. The entire movie's about
homophobia.
Homophobia.
But you have someone who's preying on a stereotype who goes to a place where people don't want to see the stereotype. No shit. Yeah, people are going to be homophobic of a flaming gay guy walking around who is doing shit to them that would make anybody upset.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
when you try to when you try to pants a presidential candidate,
Yeah.
you're crossing a line. That's not saying he's homophobic. That's being an asshole.
No, he really is. I mean, he's hanging out with a bunch of guys. I mean, if you were camping out at night and some guy kept bothering you and then took his clothes off and came to your tent and wanted to say, "Hey, let me sleep in here with you," what would you do? Neither one of us are homophobic, but we would say, "Get the fuck out of here, man."
Yeah, I'd have no problem camping with a gay guy, but the minute he starts touching my junk, it's kind of like, dude, you've officially crossed the line.
Yeah.
I've had girls who have done that, and it's like, look, whoa, slow down there.
I mean, it's just, there's no point to be made here, really. I mean, we know the South is homophobic, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, but it was
they
funny.
don't like black people either.
What's that? Oh, the South?
Yeah.
That's what I hear. It's a good thing I'm not black. At least not today. But it's funny. I mean, there's some scenes in this
I'm
movie.
just having a Blazing Saddles flashback.
The Cleavon Little
Yes.
coming into town. The sheriff's on the ding! But yeah, it was funny, man. Speaking of black people, one of the funniest scenes in the movie is him going to one of those talk shows, and the audience is full of like those noisy black women and men who they're homophobic anyway, and so he comes out and they're all like ready to hate his ass, and so he just preys on that, and it is funny the way he just lures them in. But other than that, I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was funny. That's
I'll
it.
end up catching it on DVD.
Yeah, and you really don't like that kind of humor.
Well, no, I do, especially when it has like a social satire behind it. I mean, that's what I enjoyed about Borat was that, he was actually kind of shining a light on actual issues. It was, and what I found funny about Borat was all the litigiousness that popped up around him, like that guy who sued him for humiliating him for the hug.
Oh,
The guy who ran away screaming?
Yeah.
He sued Sacha Baron Cohen for humiliating him.
And then those two like frat boys that they were riding with, or maybe it was three,
Yeah.
they came out and tried to sue also.
Yeah, well, they got shut down really early. But, I found that really amusing to a certain degree. Because, I mean, at least with what Sacha Baron Cohen was doing was he was trying to expose... expose various aspects depending on which character he was doing. I always loved how he was, how Ali G. Personally, my favorite bit was when Ali G was messing with people he was interviewing, trying to see how far they would go in an interview. And how far they would go along with whatever he was saying, which is my favorite one was Andy Rooney, when Andy Rooney was correcting him.
I saw that one.
Where Andy Rooney is like, no, that's not how you use that word. What I would say is, and Andy Rooney didn't get the joke, and it's kind of sad that he doesn't get the joke, but at the same time, he's actually he's doing what Sacha Baron Cohen doesn't want.
Well, if you like that, there's a scene in here with Ron Paul, and you got to give it. You almost give it to Ron Paul for lasting as long as he did, because anybody else would have turned around and said, "What the fuck you doing, man?" But he just sits there and just kind of rides with it and says, maybe this is going in a different direction. And it doesn't. And you have respect for the guy for being able to endure. The whole movie's an endurance test. So, yeah. I mean, I liked it. I would recommend it. I just found problems with it. So, yeah. Anyway. So, back from Convergence.
Well, before that, there was a movie that did not make the top 5 that opened this weekend.
I Love You, Beth Cooper?
I believe it's called I Fucking Hate the Shit Out of You, Beth Cooper.
What? Am I missing something?
Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it. And it's something that
fucking awful.
Look, I saw the trailer where the only thing they could get out of it is a raccoon.
I saw the trailer too. And I kind of liked a few of the moments in the trailer. And a bunch of my friends had read the book and really loved the book because the book is apparently really funny.
Yeah.
So I went and saw it this weekend. And it's fucking awful.
Really? Okay, well, that's good. I know you saw it. Tell us how bad.
No. I mean, the thing is you know me. You know, I love teen films.
Of course.
Big sucker for teen films, from the John Hughes stuff to a lot of the stuff in the later 80s to the 90s resurgence. One of my favorite films of all time is Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah.
This is effectively another version of this is a
I really like that movie too, Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait's great. This is effectively a geeky version of Can't Hardly Wait that gets everything wrong. Now, you watch it and you can tell the script was solid. There's a lot of good jokes in the script, and you could tell that it came from the source material. It was written. The script was written by the guy who wrote the book, and you could tell there's a lot of stuff there. But Chris Columbus dropped the ball hard.
Is this a Chris Columbus movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He directed it, and he has lost the ability to tell a joke.
In what way?
In the way that the jokes are there. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't know how to punctuate them. He doesn't know how to pace them. He doesn't know how to deliver them. He even cuts off the tail end of one of the classic jokes from the book, and totally spoils the joke. One of the running jokes in the movie is that one of the characters, the main character, believes his best friend is gay. And everybody believes his best friend is gay. And his best friend's like, dude, I'm not gay. What the hell? And so he spends the whole movie trying to prove he's not gay. And there's one, and he's like, dude, why do you think I'm gay? And they have a flashback sequence to them as, pimply 13-year-old teenagers watching a Robin Hood movie. And in the book, it's actually a Star Wars movie. They're watching Star Wars. And the joke is, hey, dude, I got a great idea. Let's get my dad's camcorder, and we're going to make a shot-by-shot recreation of the scene in which Obi-Wan duels Darth Vader to the death. But we're going to do it with our boners. And
this movie rated R?
No, I think it's PG-13.
Okay, so obviously we saw no hard-ons doing it.
They cut back to the geek, and the geek's like, no. And that's where the movie ends it. Now, in the book, the joke is, all right, fine, you can be Obi-Wan and I'll be Darth Vader. And that's the funny punchline in the book, but Chris Columbus cuts that part off.
Why?
I have no idea. I mean, and the movie's just filled with this, where the jokes just kind of hang there, and you hear what's supposed to be funny, but it's never funny.
It's telegraphed, but not as good as you see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally one of those things where it's like,
the movie better in your mind.
Yeah, why did you deliver the joke that way? I heard the joke, but that wasn't how you tell that joke, and it's so frustrating.
You've been in that situation where you hear somebody telling a joke, but you know that person can tell a joke so well, you don't mind hearing the punchline again.
Right.
And you're waiting, and then it's like that anticipation is so disappointing when you hear them ruin it.
Yeah. And this movie is filled with jokes that just bomb. And the music's terrible. It's one of those movies that you just walk out screaming. It would piss you off. Because it's just, it's awful. And there's several things they lift from movies like Can't Hardly Wait and can't even do a fraction as well. It's so bad.
Like, what joke did they rip off from Can't Hardly Wait? I'd be curious.
Not joke. I mean, the whole concept is, the geek is in love with the girl. Of his dreams, the high school cheerleader, the girl that everyone's in love with, and gets to spend the last night of college with her, and finds out that she's not who he thought she was. And that's the whole crux of it. And conceptually, it's great because in concept, that's a really, it's something that we just never really talk about, is that whole kind of young love concept of building up someone in your mind. And them not turning out at all like you think they are. Like, she turns out to be on the crazy side.
Yeah.
But they ultimately, in the end, play it up where he falls in love with her anyway for who she really is. But just there are all these moments. It's not jokes that they rip off. They're moments that are straight out of Can't Hardly Wait that just don't work.
I never had plans on seeing that movie. They didn't have a screening here. It's a movie that came out of nowhere.
They've been advertising it forever, and on Ain't It Cool, we've been talking about it for a long time because the book has been really popular in geek culture for the last year.
No, I've run into several people who've said, it's a book, and I've read it, and the book is cool, but they said the book is written to be a movie, almost. Yeah. So, but that's too bad. Like I said, they didn't screen it here. I
don't think they screened it much of anywhere.
Yeah, and they advertised it like it was almost like last minute advertising, and it felt like it was last minute advertising. Like, oh shit, we better start advertising this thing. Cut a trailer together pretty quick. That raccoon's funny. Throw him in there.
I was really, really bitter when I walked out of this because I'm like, shit, I should have gone and seen Bruno.
Yeah,
because even the people who don't like Bruno still say it's funny.
No, it's man. There are a lot of funny things in there. I was split between matinee and rental. I gave it a rental, but the only reason why I slipped to rental is because I think the movie was doing more harm than help. So I'm looking at this list, man, of some of the movies that have just bombed this summer, man. That just won't go anywhere. It won't even get past 50 million, like Land of the Lost, Year One.
Oh,
Imagine that.
oof.
Dance flick. Some of these movies deserve it, some don't. Drag Me to Hell. was in
That
$40
one
million range.
kills me because that's such a great movie.
Yeah, that's a
I
lot.
lost a bet on that and had to buy a friend breakfast up in Minneapolis. He was down here for South by. I'm like, that movie's going to break $100 million. And yeah, I got up there and he was looking at me. He's like, $100 million.
Where's my breakfast?
Yeah, so I took him out to this great place called the Original Pancake House. That was really
Is
good.
it the Original Pancake House?
Apparently.
You know, I got to give it to Sacha Baron Cohen, man. I mean, the guy really is a chameleon. I swear, if you put Bruno and Borat together, you wouldn't be able to tell those two apart.
You know, the brilliant thing was...
I mean, you wouldn't know that they're the same guy.
My favorite thing about this whole thing was the big stunt he pulled with Eminem. That was genius.
And Eminem was in on it.
Yeah. And the thing is Eminem refused to admit he was in on it for
Yeah.
weeks to let the joke play. And that was so great. And when he finally admitted, he's like, yeah, no, I was so in on it. I went back to my hotel room
And
and
laughed.
laughed for 2 hours. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's how you tell a joke. Because we all believed it and we wanted to believe it. And then we got our laughs out of it. And then he's like, yeah, no, it was totally
You know,
a joke.
I got a lot of respect for Eminem for that because
Oh, yeah.
I was one of those guys who like, man, this guy needs to fucking take a joke, man.
Yeah.
Jesus
And-
Christ.
And the thing is he pulled the joke on us. And
Yeah.
and it's one of those jokes that's so good that it totally apologizes for the shit he did with the puppet.
With the Triumph?
With Triumph.
Yeah.
It's that, okay, I've grown up and I'm going to let you guys. And the thing is he let us laugh at him. And that was the beauty of the joke, was he was the butt of the joke and he played it to the hilt. It was brilliant.
I think he did some shit with Moby one time. He was like, I'll hit a man with glasses looking at Moby. I was like, all right, you ain't that fucking tough, okay? All right, I'm not buying this. Say that to some real guy out there, not Moby. The one guy is not going to hit you.
Oh God. And I the thing is I love Moby too. Not just his music, but when you actually like hear about him and read about him, he's actually just a brilliant guy.
I see a lot of shows, man, a lot of different music, and I actually saw Moby in concert, and he did it was a small venue here. He came and did a show for him. Somebody had tickets and said, you want to go? I was like, sure. I said, I'm not really into Moby that much, but I went, and that was a really good show, man.
Yeah. No, he's great. And then you read him, and I read a great interview where the interviewer's like, look, why do you live in a 2-bedroom flat in London?
Yeah.
And he's like, because you talk to people in the music business and you hear about these people that were top of the world, that you remember that you bought their album, you had their poster, they're awesome, and now they're 45 years old and selling insurance and leads. And I don't want to be that guy. I know I've got a short lifespan in this industry, and I'm saving every dollar that I have so that I can take this and retire on it and never end up selling insurance and leads. And it's kind of like, dude, fucking, you are now officially my hero.
Is he in London or is he in New York?
Well, that at this time he was in London. I don't know where he is now. This
Okay.
was several years ago, but that was one of those things where it's like, that's how you...
Because I saw an interview with him where he was in New York at one point, and it was the same thing. He was living in a small apartment, not making any big deal about his lifestyle or anything.
No, and that's, which makes me think he's a guy like us. We don't need a palatial estate.
No.
We certainly don't have one now.
No. Oh, what are you talking about? The great Corey Coleman estate right here?
Behind a liquor store, yes. We were going to talk about Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds is Green
Ryan
Lantern.
Reynolds.
Beat out some obvious people that we didn't want, like Justin Timberlake.
You know what? I'm fine with Justin Timberlake. People were bitching. Justin Timberlake would have been fine as Hal Jordan.
No, you know what?
He's
like
been
Justin
good.
Timberlake.
The few times that he's acted, he's been really solid.
Don't get me wrong. I've always championed Justin Timberlake.
Right.
That movie that he was in, Alpha Dog. I told people, you know what? The movie's not all that great, but you know who the highlight of that movie is? Justin Timberlake.
And he was really, God, what was that movie where he played the nervous boyfriend?
Oh, wait a minute.
That was coming back from the war?
Oh, no. You're talking about Black Snake Moan.
Yeah, Black Snake Moan. Duh. Yeah, I forgot that was the movie. Yeah, he was fantastic in Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he was really solid in... he was one of the best parts of Southland Tales.
Southland Tales, yeah.
No, he's and I would be fine watching him play Green Lantern. That would be a fine role for him. But and then who was the other big name that was Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper was
who would have been good. But
no, he would have been good. I guess Justin Timberlake, pop star. I think that pop star shadow over him is something that wouldn't have done it for me. Ryan Reynolds, I like Ryan Reynolds a lot. I'm one of Ryan Reynolds' biggest fans. I would
Likewise.
tell you. But I've seen him take too many roles now. I think we're going to see, if we're not careful, Okay, let me ask you something. Have you felt like there's been this well, what word am I looking for? Backlash towards Batman, Christian Bale?
Well, I mean, there's been a definite backlash, but the backlash all stems from his meltdown and the fact that he's on top of the world right now.
Well,
and anytime you have somebody that's on top of the world, you're going to have people that don't like what they do and that get offended that everyone else is talking about it like it's the second coming of Christ, which is how the Batman fans are talking. And this was the whole thing, you remember last year where I stopped taking Dark Knight questions because every fucking week we had fucking Dark Knight questions.
Well, there's been roles that Christian Bale has taken. I mean, he's taken 2 so far that have not really taking a full advantage of his talent, like people expect it to be. Of course, one being Terminator, and the other being now Public Enemies. So everybody's saying now, since he's not the big showpiece of the movie, I've only seen a few comments, but people are saying, "You see, I told you this guy's not that great of an actor. You see, he's not that good."
I thought he was really. I thought he was one of the better parts of Mann's film, of Public Enemies.
You know what, I thought that he wasn't given enough in that movie.
Well, no, he wasn't, but he was still one of the better parts. His character wasn't fully fleshed out, but I thought Christian Bale did a great job with it. I thought, in fact, that was the thing about that movie is I felt everybody did a great job with what they were given. It just wasn't a very well put together tale.
Or let me put it this way. I thought that he was good, but his character, of course, was eclipsed by, what do you call him, a guy who played fucking man, you know what I'm talking about, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
he was eclipsed by Johnny Depp because it's not his fault. Like he didn't do a good job in it. It's just that was a bigger role. If it wasn't Christian Bale, I think it would have been fine. But everybody's expecting Christian Bale to come in and be this powerhouse of a performer in a movie.
I think you're just listening to the kids who are just way too excited about Christian Bale.
Well,
right
no,
now.
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. There's a lot of people coming out, and I think Ryan Reynolds, he just got through playing Deadpool, and he's been talking about being the Flash, and now they put him in Green Lantern.
Well, here's the thing: is here you have a guy like Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds is one of us. He's a hardcore geek. And,
I ain't got his money, and he ain't one of us.
He's the no. He's the real deal. He came down to Austin for a screening of a film and got to chat with him for a while. He's one of us.
No, I've interviewed him, and he's a real nice guy.
He's cool as shit, and he's funny as hell in person. That's really, when he's playing the super charming nice guy, that's him. That's him to a T. That's who he really is. And he wants to play a superhero in a good superhero movie. And he wanted to be the Flash, and the Flash movie isn't taking off.
Yeah.
And he got offered the chance of Deadpool, and Fox really fucked with Deadpool, let's be honest. And they were giving him a Deadpool movie, but then Green Lantern comes up.
So they're not doing Deadpool anymore?
Deadpool's going to be put on the back burner. I mean, that's the thing. And like I said on Twitter the other night, a bunch of the Spilios who follow me on Twitter would have read that I think Ryan Reynolds should play the Green Lantern because every actor is allowed one good superhero movie, and this is his. Because, look, let's face it, Fox going to make a good Deadpool movie? Yeah. Come on. Because when I look for a film production company that gets nuance and knows how to nail a complicated character like Deadpool, it's Fox.
Well, unless Fox actually is starting to just kind of change its position on things, which probably not because
we saw Wolverine.
Yeah, no, more Fox's movies are successful than not, and they make money. So at this point, they don't care. All these movies that we say are crap and they're not that good, they make money.
Yeah, but that's it. Is they're all about making money and not, which is how Fox has managed to slip down the rankings. Like even though they make money, they don't dominate anymore.
Well, they're financially stable though. They do dominate financially.
Except not in the charts. I mean, that's the thing. Is what I'm talking about is when you talk about the top ranked studios, they used to be 1 or 2 every year, and they used to swap with Miramax as most profitable companies. And over the past 5 years, they've dropped in the ratings. Both of those companies have dropped, and now it's studios like Universal and Paramount that are taking the top spots.
When Warner Brothers
and Warner Brothers, just depending on who's got what year. Last year was Warner Brothers' year when they, had a movie that made $1.2 billion.
Yeah, they had the #1 movie out there. So I guess for myself, when I see Ryan Reynolds now, I see Ryan Reynolds, and I like him for that. And when it comes to a superhero movie, I don't think, and this is me personally, I'm not saying that he shouldn't, because I might see the movie and be like, damn, this is really good, and he's the one that made it. I probably, if I had my casting choice, I probably would have went with somebody like, and was it Anderson? Not Anderson Cooper, but
Hello.
no, not that guy. Bradley Cooper. I probably would have went with him because that's somebody who's still a newcomer.
Yeah, but well, not really.
Well,
he just hasn't hit. He's been around for a while and been in a ton of movies.
Well, he's been
just hasn't
around,
caught
but
on.
a newcomer as in making his name. They just did a story on him like in GQ where it's like, this is the guy that's about to come in and take Hollywood by the balls right now. And he's still fairly new. He's still the guy that we recognize from this movie. We know he's capable of doing it. And I probably could have lost myself more in the character with him than somebody like Ryan Reynolds.
But Green Lantern needs a name. Green Lantern has always been kind of a second-tier hero.
Well, every movie.
No, like
needs a
Superman
name.
didn't need a name. Batman didn't need a name. The X-Men didn't need names. These are films that, you can make. The Hulk didn't need a name. Spider-Man didn't need a name. These are movies that are sold on their property. But once you start getting to the second-tier heroes, I mean...
Well, they had a name in some form or another, like director, at least, like Sam Raimi directing Spider-Man.
But they didn't need that. They just got that, and they got a good film out of it. But when you sell Spider-Man, nobody went to that movie because it was Sam Raimi's movie. They went because it was fucking Spider-Man. Nobody went to Batman because it was Christian Bale.
Those are the icon characters.
That's what I'm talking about. And I know there's some comic geeks that are like, no, Green Lantern is one of the top tier. It's like in comic books, yes, but Green Lantern isn't a name that's going to bring in audiences like many of these other titles will. So what you need is a name that when Green Lantern starring Ryan Reynolds, that the non-comic book fans latch on and go, oh God, I love Ryan Reynolds. Oh, and he's in a superhero movie. Okay, I'm going to go see that. So Green Lantern was one that needed that boost.
No, I could see that because I definitely, if somebody's telling you that Green Lantern is up there with Batman and Superman and Spider-Man, they're wrong. They are completely wrong about that. That is, kids knew Green Lantern kind of growing up, but as far as being mainstream, not that.
He's not one of the big ones. And when you ask people, oh, what's Green Lantern? Oh, well, he's green. He flies around, has a magic ring. Well, what's his story about?
Yeah, nobody knows that story. Everybody,
I don't know.
Everybody knows Peter Parker. Everybody knows phrases from that. With great power comes great responsibility.
Well,
Everybody knows radioactive spider. Those are simple stories. Batman, parents die. Guy puts on a bat suit. Green Lantern is an alien came down, gave him a lamp because he's part of a special force of Green Lanterns. No,
it's a police story.
Yeah,
which is what it is.
Yeah, no, people ain't having that. That's a little too complicated.
And I think Green Lantern needed a name, which is why everyone in their short list was a name. Like they had a list of they whittled it down from 6 to 3, and of the other 3, they weren't as names as big as these 3.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan Reynolds was the best choice for them. Yeah. And I think Ryan Reynolds is going to bring a lot to the role because Hal Jordan he's a great fun character, and I think Ryan Reynolds is going to do a great job as Hal Jordan.
No, I don't have any doubt that he's not going to not do a great job. And I'm not even saying I don't want that character in there.
My concern is the director.
Who is the director for
Martin
that?
Campbell?
Martin Campbell, that's right.
Who makes mediocre to good action films.
I really liked Casino Royale.
Yes,
I liked
Casino
that
Royale was great.
I know he did one of the Zorro movies. He did
which
was
just kind of all right. And he did GoldenEye, which I know people flipped about, but was just again all right. The thing is the one thing he did, it was based upon that was really great, was Casino Royale, and that was more about the direct adaptation from the book and making the character a cold hard badass.
Yeah, it was wanting to reinvent James Bond.
Yeah,
and it was the writers who really made.
And this is stuff you can't do any of that with Green Lantern. Green Lantern is one of the best of the good guys.
Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, as you said, that guy makes action movies that are just okay to good. The only great thing that I've seen him really do is Casino Royale. I know some people want to argue Zorro and all that.
No, Zorro's good.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not great.
No.
And GoldenEye is good, but not great. And that's my thing with Martin Campbell is I want a director that's great.
Well,
I want
to get a really good script then.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, we'll see. Right now, I guarantee, especially the way Warner Brothers is gearing their heroes now. Now that they have learned so much from The Dark Knight that they are taking this seriously. This isn't going to be goofy and campy. They want a serious fucking film. They want a dark film if they can get one.
With Green Lantern?
Which is going to be tough. But what that means is we're going to see a heavier story out of Green Lantern. It's not going to be some goofy comical thing. It's going to be a serious Green Lantern
You
film.
know what they'll have to do? They'll just have to get some good momentum going with a good story, saying that word of mouth is that this is good, and make a kick-ass trailer.
Well, I mean, of course they have to do that, but
But a kick-ass trailer really, the key of that trailer is actually how to sell that character to the mainstream. And they're gonna do it with cool action and shit.
Yeah, but I think ultimately I'm worried about the film, not the marketing. So, I mean, I think
No, the reason why I say marketing, because even if it's a good film, that character, as you said, is a hard sell.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and that's even if it's a good movie. We've seen a lot of good movies not be able to make it out there because they're hard sells.
Now, they just here within the next week or so, we should be getting the DVDs in for the new Green Lantern movie, which I'm really excited about. I'm hoping that turns out to be good.
Those DC animated movies
they're a mixed bag, but they're never terrible.
No, they're not
That's the
terrible.
thing.
Like Wonder Woman, I don't like as well as everybody else. I know Leon loved it; he thought it was great. But
Me and you both felt it was kind of
but
it still wasn't bad.
it was enjoyable.
It just wasn't. I mean, it could have been better, and we both saw where it could have been better because it was about 20 minutes too short.
It could have, but you know what? For a DVD, it was pretty fun.
And that's I'm hearing this one's really good.
No, that's cool.
So,
I might check that
we'll
one
see.
out then. You just got back from Convergence. You had a good
did.
time?
Yeah, no, I spent a week at Convergence, and that was a lot of fun.
So what spill members did you run into?
I ran into a bunch actually. There's I'm trying to remember their online names, which I'm currently blanking on. There was a mess of people from Spill. There was about 5 that I hung out with for the bulk of the con.
Yeah.
Where they would show up to my panels, and then we'd hang out afterwards and go to COF2E2 and get coffee and such. And then there was a couple, a pair that fiancés that I would run into while we were running room parties and such.
Spill members.
Well, not yet, but
they'll get there.
But there were also Spill members peppered throughout the convention that I wouldn't realize were Spill fans or Spill members until they would speak up at one of my panels, and they would mention something about Spill, and it's hey, they listen to Spill too. All right,
cool.
Yeah, it was really kind of weird, but it was a lot of fun, and I was on a lot of really good panels, so I was very fortunate to run into a lot of people.
No, it sounded like it was fun, man. I might have to get dressed up like Urkel next year and take my ass over there.
I don't know if
stripping nerd girls and all that kind of stuff.
The Romulan Consulate. Yes.
See, normally I would not step in anything called the Romulan Consulate, but if there's
normally, but the thing is that's what had people split on it, because half the people were annoyed that it's the Romulan Consulate, has nothing to do with Star Trek, and the other half of the people are like, dude, that's kind of the point. It's the Romulan Consulate, and it's awesome. And it was they had lots of booze that you tipped for. You don't pay for alcohol there because they can't charge. So, but they do card to make sure that you're 21. You can tip if you like, and they had alcohol, and they had a kick-ass DJ constantly spinning. Some nights they were spinning like really fun goofball tunes, and some nights they were playing just really fucking good music. And
they dress up like was it like the cantina from Star Wars? You had a guy out there looking like a fish man spinning records.
No, actually, because there was a cantina. It was called the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Oh shit!
And it was set up as the Mos Eisley Cantina, and they served ices. And they had Jar Jar Binks shot dead in the corner like Greedo.
Oh, okay. I thought
which
you
was
were gonna say
awesome.
they had somebody dressed up like Jar Jar Binks out there breakdancing and shit.
No,
which would have been funny to me.
No, they had a dead Jar Jar Binks in the corner. No, there was lots of stuff. There was a room that was the Spaceballs room, which was great. There were people dressed up as Spaceballs, and they had a Spaceball room where you could play around with the knobs and go from normal speed to ludicrous speed and all the speeds in between. There was, of course,
some nerdy shit, boy. This
it
is
is
one
nerdy.
big inside joke,
and that's what's awesome about it. Is it's so fucking nerdy, but it's nerdy with the right kind of atmosphere. I mean, the great thing about Convergence is that it's exactly half and half male to female. So there are as many girls running around as there are guys. So
enough girls.
So not only is it's not that there's enough girls, it's that because there's half girls, there isn't that whole "oh my god, it's a girl" reaction that geeks have. So everybody, it's good for couples, and it's really good to just kind of chill and hang out, and girls can wander around with their friends and get involved in parties and not have to worry about being overly assaulted like you are at other conventions. And at the same time, it's just very chill. It's very relaxed. It's very much a party about by day we're all nerds and doing really nerdy stuff like listening to panels and going to movies.
I might go next year.
And comedy things.
Really, I might hang out.
You'd enjoy it, dude.
I might have to pull out the old Lando Calrissian outfit.
If you want to do it, we should probably set up a room party and have a spill room party there.
Well, goddamn it, there you go.
Because that's
all right.
See, that's how you do a spill party. Is you get a room there, and then all of us guys go up, and we each show up and spend some time there and hang out. But
no,
then
you know what? We'll do that. We'll plan for that. Seriously.
Well, if you want to do that, then we have to talk about reserving one of the room parties here soon because those things fill up quickly.
All right.
But there's a couple of room parties that I heard that might not be there next year. Very sad about one of them. I tried to talk them out of it, but the Serenity party might not be there next year.
Well, then we'll take over the Serenity party. How about that? We'll be the new Serenity
Galley.
party.
We'll be the new Serenity Galley. That's such a fun party. I love that party.
Shit. Hey man, I'll party with everybody. I'll party with the nerds. I'm gonna make.
It's 4 days of partying and hanging out and doing nerd shit. It's awesome.
All right, I'll just be drinking.
Well, but see, the thing is, that's what everybody's doing at night. Is because that's those who are of age, we're drinking at night, and then we wake up the next morning and go back to being nerds again.
I'm gonna be so drunk, I'm gonna have my costumes mixed up. I'm gonna be Lando Calrissian on one side, I'm gonna be fucking Captain Kirk on another.
What are you? Are you SpongeBob Calrissian? I don't understand. I'm Spock. God damn it! Shut up! Did you tell by the fucking ears? Fuck you. Fuck your thoughts, bitch.
Exactly.
What the hell is fuck your thoughts?
I don't know, but fuck him anyway.
Is that like
you got thoughts? I fucked them. Let's get into some email, man.
Do we have to?
I'm afraid we do, man.
Damn it.
We got some time here. We got a lot of email. You've been gone. You got some catching up to do, man.
I've been gone, man. I've been hanging. I've been chilling. Like you chilling the most, Carlisle. I'm like, I know.
Hey, man.
By the way, I just got to give a shout out to everybody who hung out with me at Convergence.
Good.
So
should have wrote down
hello, everybody.
Some names, man. Like,
well,
damn.
Paul and Hillary and
okay, well, there you go.
Well, these are the real names, though. So,
okay, that's fine.
All
right.
That was funny because Hillary kept asking me questions about she like clearly listens to all the Acocos and reads all the blogs of all of us on the site and was asking me to sub-reference and was trying, and she's one of those people who was trying to get me to talk the Leog guys into covering anime because she really likes anime. and she's like, no, they really don't have to do it, but could you get them to?
Well, that's them. That's their problem.
That's their problem. That's their albatross around their neck.
We don't have that problem. Oh man. Okay, here's a question from Joe Manny.
Joe Manny.
No, his name is it's Joe Manny. Like, I'm here. He says if you don't answer my fucking question, I'm gonna have to choke a bitch. All right.
Did he say that? Yeah. Did he honestly go to choke a bitch? I'm not answering that question.
He sure did.
You don't fucking pull up 6-year-old Chappelle show jokes unless you're Crank 2.
See what you did? Did they do that in Crank 2?
Yeah.
No.
Does Doc have to choke a bitch?
Oh, that was bad. I blocked that one out. Okay, it says.
You're gonna ask it anyway? Fuck this guy. He says he's gonna have to choke a bitch.
Okay, he says, where was the craziest yet enjoyable place that you've had sex?
What?
you don't have. He says his was a golf course.
Wait, what's the question?
Where was the craziest yet enjoyable place that you've had sex? Yeah, like my bedroom. No, you don't have to answer that.
Why wouldn't I? All right. The middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, this is the middle of the night. Middle of the road.
Middle of the like where the line is, like that yellow line.
Yeah.
So it looks like the line is going into this chick's vagina while you're there.
Or my ass, depending on where you're looking.
Or your ass, yeah. And I was trying not to think that, but look like a bunch of lasers are going into your ass. But damn, that is crazy. See an 18-wheeler coming up, you're stuck. You just lay flat. It goes.
You just lay flat and it goes over. It's exciting. No, it was not a busy street. It was a suburban street.
Okay. All right. You weren't worried about the neighbors or anybody coming out? And
it was the middle of the night, and I wanted to screw this crazy chick, so we did it in the street. What am I going to say?
You make it sound like she's about to run off. You're like, I got to fuck this before she gets away. But if I don't do this here and now, I will never get it. I hear you. I've been in.
No, it's.
I've been in that situation before.
It was you've been with a girl who's just crazy and spontaneous.
I think that's
let's
all.
do this, and it's no, because I mean, so spontaneous where it's like, let's do it in the street right now, and you're just like, well, shit, I want to get laid, so yeah, sure, why not?
I've had a chick be spontaneous, like, if you don't fuck me now, I'm gonna go home. I was like, okay, shit, all right, whatever you want. You got it. You want to do up in this tree? Okay, that's fine with me. I guess mine would be in an art exhibit in San Antonio. We went to a museum. It was a dark room with tapestry and drapery around.
Which museum was it?
I don't remember. I can tell you the girl's name though. This is back when I was working at Human Code, and it was the girl.
Let's not drop her name.
No, I'm not going to tell you her name. I'm not going to. I'll tell a story about a girl that was actually a lesbian at one time, and she.
Wait, I saw this fucking movie.
No. Everybody. Some people can tell you who she is, but I won't drop her name. But we did go to we went to San Antonio. We went to Wet n Wild or Schlitterbahn. Went to Schlitterbahn for her birthday, and we invited some people from work. And then after that, we got a hotel in San Antonio because she's from Canada. She had never been to San Antonio before. We go there, and
so this was your girlfriend from Niagara Falls?
No, she went from. I don't know. Maybe she was from Niagara Falls. I don't know. But we went. I remember the museum, but it was years ago. I mean, we're talking about years ago. And I just remember the exhibit was dark. There was nobody in there. They had these like fucking lights on the ground set up like some lunar landscape. No one was in there because it wasn't like a busy exhibit or anything like that. It was dark enough for us to go behind some like this tapestry and do it there. That's it. I mean, other than that, I really
That's crazy. That's so crazy, Corey.
Yeah, it ain't like being in the middle of the street, like it's dangerous and like fucking about to get hit by a car and shit. But nah, hey, that's the only place I can think of. I can't really think of any place else. My
favorite part about that story was that we were with friends and they were off down the street, like, come on, dude, fucking hurry up. They're yelling at us. It's
hey,
like, shut the fuck up.
Come on, man. A bathroom in a public place was another, but
see, I've never done that. That's just gross.
I can tell you where that was.
Wait, no, well, okay.
That was at the
I've done that.
That was at the Brown Bar here in town. So if you use that bathroom, know that I've been in there years ago, had sex in there.
I don't think we're going to be allowed back to the Brown Bar. Let's go to the next question. This question is really fucking messing with
personal. You know me, shit. I'll tell you everything. All right, let's see.
That's really a let's do this question.
They're all spill questions, my friend.
That was a spill question, but that's something totally different.
With the obvious epic fail that the Transformers sequel was, I don't think that was a fail. That was a success for somebody, maybe not us. But do you think that Michael Bay should even bother finishing the trilogy? Yeah, there's a lot of money to be had, of course. And do you think that the series could be saved by the third movie? I think it could if they make Unicron. Okay, he's getting some like characters from the animated show. They put in a Unicron character as a villain. May the Force be with you. He actually put "be with you" like Prince would spell it. You just heard me answer that. Yeah. Why wouldn't they make a third one? Of course, it's gonna make money. So yeah.
Michael Bay doing a third one's fine. Hopefully, he takes to heart everyone bitching. He probably won't, but if he cuts the juvenile and stupid humor out of it, I think the third film is going to be significantly better because really, I mean, as we talked about in the last one, Coco, the big problem with the film was just that the writer's strike killed it, and Michael Bay went in and started making the film without a script. And and when you walk out of the movie, all of our complaints were about the story and the complete lack thereof.
Yeah.
It's clearly when you find out that it was a product of the writer's strike, it all of a sudden makes sense. You're like, oh, so they could make a great third film. So yeah, I think it's fine if he does the third one.
He's gonna make a third one. I don't think at this point it's the third movie in. So as far as the series go, it's lost on me. I don't give a shit about that series, but I'll definitely will say it's a good movie as a standalone film if it's a good movie. I'm hoping that they do a George Lucas and have everybody complain about all the characters. I'm not even talking about the Mudflap and Skid character. I'm talking about every just nonsensical cartoonish side character that just popped out of nowhere. And he says, you know what, I'm not going to do that in this one. Even some characters I'll write off or not show them that much. I'll be happy if he does that.
We'll see.
Cody Jones has a question here.
Cody.
He says, what are your thoughts on these upcoming 2010 films? A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Crazies, Predators, Alien prequel. The only one that looks promising out of that to me is the Alien prequel. Everything else, I mean, I'm tired of these horror remakes.
Well, no. See, and I'm not tired of the horror remakes. I'm just, in fact, I had a great panel on this where we kind of argued the merits and disadvantages of this. In which the thing is I'm not tired of horror remakes. I'm tired of horror remakes that don't get it right. and this really looks like they're taking a new approach to Nightmare on Elm Street, because the first Nightmare on Elm Street is a brilliant horror film. It's very dated, but it's brilliant. It's one of those films in which it kind of left what it was and became comedy and became parody. And by the fourth film, it's just a joke fest. And they carried that on for a number of movies. But they've got a really great actor to play Freddy.
Oh, you talking about what's his name from Watchmen?
Yeah. Why am I blanking on his name all of a sudden? It was just there. Everybody knows who the fuck it is. Yeah, but he played Rorschach or Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah,
and he's playing Freddy Krueger, and it sounds like they're going to make a very dark, very twisted Freddy Krueger film, doing what they couldn't do in the 80s, because Wes Craven had to cut all the child molestation stuff out of the first film, because that was the thing. He was a child molester, and the parents he wasn't a child murderer, he was a child molester and murderer. And the parents, burned him alive as a result. And being able to play with that could be really interesting if they do it right. And I think it could make a very, very solid horror remake, even a great horror remake that could possibly even surpass the original if it's made right.
I mean, look, any sequel that anybody's going to make, I'm not going to come out and rail against it. I will just kind of say I don't expect much until the actual product is out. And that way I can judge it for what it is, because there have been some movies that have been remakes that they've done. Dawn of the Dead being one of the prime examples there. I always said, why are they remaking that? What can they do? And end up being one of my favorite films. But these movies, now I know you like these movies. I wasn't crazy about them, especially the one that come out of Michael Bay's camp.
Platinum Dunes.
Platinum Dunes, yeah. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which I enjoyed.
I myself don't think it did anything better than the first movie did. Didn't lend itself to anything new. Friday the 13th, I didn't think did anything that the first one didn't do effectively. I thought it was just cliff notes of those movies. I'm not crazy about these films that come out, but if it comes out and it's fine, that's great. The reason I'm looking forward to the Alien prequel is because it seems like that's the one that actually has something new to explain, and Ridley Scott says he would be involved.
Well, no. He's producing it. Fox said they're not interested in making it unless Ridley Scott directs, and we haven't gotten a confirmation of him directing.
Well, if he's
I don't know.
involved,
So this person said these are coming out in 2010,
but that's
we're not
coming
seeing
out.
an Alien prequel
No,
in 2010.
no, not at all. No,
That's not coming out next year, because if Fox said we're not going to do it without Ridley Scott directing. Ridley Scott is currently directing Robin Hood, and we're not seeing Robin Hood till next year.
No, you're not seeing Alien prequel anytime
And Predators,
soon.
we don't even know what's up with Predators. They're making announcements on it, but we'll see.
They said they had a director, but that's another one. I'm just kind of like, I'll wait and see. I don't know.
And what's the fourth film on there?
The Crazies. Again, that's another. That is another.
The Crazies does not hold up. The original Crazies, and it's a great concept that we've seen certain directors do variants of recently, and I think could be done very well. But the original is so goofy and campy.
And George A. Romero did that, yeah. And it is a goofy movie. Again, there's some movies, like I said, if they can actually do something and make it better, I'm fine with it. None of these movies I've seen, some of them, okay. Now, with Predators and A Nightmare on Elm Street, you run into the problem of like trying to take on classic films. The Crazies, you're right. That's a movie that not a lot of people know. So I give that a little more leniency, and they could make it better. So
I saw it on the big screen a few years ago, and it's fun, but it doesn't hold up.
Nah, it's a dated movie.
Yeah.
It's very dated, and like I said, an Alien prequel. And I know that really nothing has been said on this. They haven't made any like forward momentum.
And we don't
on
even
that at
know.
all.
We don't even. Yeah, we don't even know what kind of prequel it is. If it really is going to be about the space jockeys, or if it's.
I'm just saying that is the reason why I would look forward to that more than the rest of these films is because they actually have some area to cover that we don't know about. And I mean, if they did it smart, that's what they would do. They would cover all those questions that we had before. There's so much mystery in the Alien series, which is where they failed on making all the sequels to the second Alien. They wanted to make it about Sigourney Weaver so much, and it's just like, wow, you have all these other things going on. How come you don't want to explore that? But all right, let's see what we got here. Good question though, Cody Jones.
How much time we got left?
You still have a little bit of time left. We got about 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, then let's do one more question.
Well, let me see. You might have enough for 2 more questions. We're going to stretch this out to an hour. I don't think we're up.
I thought you were talking about an hour.
No, we're not up to an hour yet.
Oh, well, then let's go.
All right. Alex.
Which Alex?
I think this is a new Alex. I've never seen
Just
this
Alex,
before.
period.
Yeah, just Alex.
Hey, Alex.
What are some television series that you feel that networks gave up on when they were just blossoming? First one that comes to mind for me is Freaks and Geeks, which I have been rewatching over the last few weeks. I don't watch a whole lot of television, so that'd be a question for you, man.
I don't watch a lot of television either. I mean, really though, this is just running the best of, failed television. I think Firefly was a fantastic show that got cut short. I think Undeclared was a really good, solid show against another one that oddly enough, another Judd Apatow team up with Jake Kasdan. They both of them worked on Freaks and Geeks as well. God, there's so Manimal. I mean, how could you not love Manimal?
You're joking about that one.
But I had to dig deep on that one. When I was a kid, the one I was really bitter about them canceling was Misfits of Science.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
they gave up on Misfits of Science, and I loved Misfits
There's
of Science.
certain movies certain TV shows that came on that you knew they were taking a chance with, which would just not work. And you
Heroes was a great show that the networks just gave up on.
It's still on though, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but the writing has gotten worse.
The writer's strike fucked it hard.
Well, there's been some shows that have been on that before. What's that?
Pushing Daisies.
What about Arrested Development? Everybody was going crazy about that.
Arrested Development went on for 4 seasons, and every time I tried to watch it, I didn't like it. I know people love the shit out of it, but it had a very narrow audience. But it went for 4 seasons. It was very fortunate to get 4 seasons.
I saw it and thought it was a funny show. I thought it was, but yeah, I never was crazy into it like everybody else. But one of the things that we see today is that we have a lot of channels that specialize in certain genres, and certain shows that couldn't exist on networks, they actually might have a chance of existing somewhere else now, like Sci-Fi Channel, unless they just change it to that crazy name and nobody watches anymore.
Sci-Fi?
But what was it, like PSY or something like that?
No, it's SYFY.
Yeah, okay, I don't even know what the difference is. But anyway, something like The Adventures of Buffalo, the one with Bruce Campbell. Briscoe County.
Okay, there's Briscoe County and there's Jack of All Trades.
But they have shows like that which weren't able to succeed because it's a sci-fi show that's different. I mean, it's good to take a chance with it, but back then
and that was on Fox.
And that was on Fox. Yeah, you had what's that show? Oh wait, I remember they tried to do the Twilight Zone years ago on CBS.
Well, that worked for a few seasons.
It was
in the
always
80s, yeah.
in the 80s. It was always low rated, but they tried to give it a chance and they took it off.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good effort, but nothing like that.
That's where we saw that it was that incarnation of the Twilight Zone where we saw the box. The box, based on the short story that has been adapted by Richard Kelly, which is coming out this year, called The Box.
What was that? I don't know if I ever saw, because I used to watch Twilight
It's
Zone.
It's the same story.
What's the story? This one has Cameron Diaz, right?
The basic story is a guy shows up at the front door of a family and says, I'm going to, here's a box. It's got a button on it. If you press the button, you'll get $1 million. But somebody random will die.
Okay.
Someone you don't know will die. And it's all about them making the decision as to whether they do it or not. And that's what this film will be about.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same story, except of course Richard Kelly has expanded it. So, but that's where we saw that, and I love those. Some of my favorite Twilight Zones are actually from that era. There's a great Elvis episode, if you've ever seen that one, where a guy goes back in time and accidentally kills Elvis and has to assume his identity, and he's an Elvis impersonator. He accidentally kills the real Elvis and takes over and has to impersonate Elvis and go through Elvis's career in life.
Wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one then, because there was a point where I stopped watching, but I watched for that first season. I remember the first one that came on that had Bruce Willis, who was an asshole, and his good self started to show up. And so the asshole Bruce Willis pretty much had to disappear and stop living so that the new good Bruce Willis could take over.
Another one I really liked was the that great one where the couple wakes up at like 11:53 in the morning, and the problem is that they're stuck in that minute, 11:53, and it's still being built. And there are these beings that live to only build existence for a single minute, and then they go on to another minute, and they've fallen behind the cracks, and now they're stuck behind the scenes of building this minute, and they can't go back. And it's all about them trying to escape back into the time stream.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I love that one. That's a great one.
Do you
too.
remember the Shadow Man?
No.
That one was kind of a creepy one. It was this kid who always thought that there was something on his bed, and it was this thing called the Shadow Man. And the Shadow Man would tell this kid, "I am the Shadow Man. I will not hurt the person whose bed I'm under." And this kid was freaked out at first, but then he's okay with it. And all the people that picked on him in school, because he's kind of a nerdy kid, he just starts having a good life because everybody that picks on him kind of suffers at the hands of the Shadow Man. Like they say, there's a stranger in the neighborhood, and he's been hurting teenagers and attacking people. And so this kid is just like, oh, well, my life is good. Everybody thinks I'm friends with the Shadow Man. And so one night he's about to go out, and the Shadow Man comes out, and the Shadow Man's like, I am the Shadow Man. I will not hurt the person whose bed I'm under. And he's like, yeah, okay, Shadow Man, I'm about to go out, whatever. And he turns around, he's about to leave, and the Shadow Man grabs him by the throat, and he's choking his ass, and the kid is like saying, but I thought you wouldn't hurt me. And he's like, I am a Shadow Man from under someone else's bed, But it was actually pretty cool, man, the way they did it. But yeah, it was that was a cool series back then, man. No way it could exist on network television at all. I mean, because they gave it a chance. It was just a different time period, man. But anyway, man, I think we're near the end of what we're doing here. I think we got a full solid hour here.
Cool.
So, people, that's it.
All right. Well,
welcome back, man.
Thank you, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.